1, 2, 3, clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over in Scotland is Brogan Hastings.
And over in Australia, it's Wayne Giovanazzi.
Brogan, how are you?
I'm good, how's you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Still recovering a little bit after watching the Piff the Magic Dragon Reptile Dysfunction special. See, I'm so overcome with emotion I can't speak.
How good was that, though? It was fucking good.
It was pretty damn good. It was good because it wasn't just like a straight up magic special like some David Copperfield bullcrap. And it wasn't a straight up comedy special either, even though the whole thing was funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, very enjoyable.
Oh, definitely. And it's because obviously we've heard, at the very least, Penn talk about it before. So for me, I hadn't realised that the whole special, that special is what Penn had been talking about, and it hadn't been released.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if... I was just going to say, it hasn't been released, but I wonder if that's because they were like trying to sell it to, like a Netflix or something like that.
Possibly. And if Netflix didn't take it up, like if it was offered to Netflix and they said no, then fuck them. Cancel Netflix. Foolish fools. A lot of people have cancelled Netflix. So we should cancel Netflix. I probably should. But
yeah,
it was, I'm just Penn in that pop outfit.
Yeah. You can tell that Penn loves it. Oh yeah.
And I do think Teller's a wee bit jealous that he didn't get to dress up in it as Pop Squire. Like in Fool Us. Yeah, because we know that Teller loves a good outfit. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's been he's been a wise man before for Piff, I think.
Wise
on
man.
An AGT Christmas special.
Yep, there was the camel. For that trick. Camel through a needle. Just everything. I think it's like even on bullshit. Like every time Godot was like, maybe we should have them dress up. Teller was like, yes, I've already got the outfit on.
Anything that is not a 3-piece suit, I'm sure he loves.
Pretty much.
One thing that I was disappointed in watching Penn running around as Pop is at one point I saw a flash. Not a flash like as in a magic flash, a flash of a T-shirt underneath his dragon suit. What happened to why you don't need to wear anything else under it? The illusion was ruined.
I didn't even notice that, and I've watched it about 6 or 7 times now.
It was just one little point that I don't know. See, I mean, there was bits in there that I'd seen like only once before. It was good to see again, or a different version of like the dragon song, which is great. It's a good reveal.
Yep. And I like the fact that, when they come out with the torches and stuff.
Yeah.
Because obviously they did that in the live shows when we've seen it. But I hadn't seen that version of it. I was like, I'm so glad that even though they changed that trick, that they kept that song. Because I fucking love that. That was just hilarious. It's just them all coming out.
It's a good look, but I think it works better now in the live show with how they've got that set up.
100%.
The setup for it is a lot better. But then seeing the stage guy, the guy with the big beard, this was filmed 4 years ago or something, maybe, I don't know, a long time ago, really.
Yeah.
But it's the same guy who's still working with them.
Is it? I wondered, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
We know it's Jade. We know it's the same Jade, and it's the same Piffles.
Yeah, same Piffles. Even though there are other Chihuahuas, it is still the same Piffles. Okay, so inside information. I've met Mr. Piffles not performing. That's right. Over at Piff's house, Mr. Piffles, Tui, and Threador, and they're just like normal dogs. They All right, maybe we'll jump into this. It's a bit of a segue. So, I was invited to go on the Piff Pod while visiting America, and the Piff Pod is recorded at Piff's house. So I got a message like the night before from Matt Donnelly saying, if you're not doing anything, come over and record the podcast, the Piff Pod podcast. And I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God. And Kez is like, settle down. What is it? It's like, I just got this message from Matt. She's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like, you do know where Piff's podcast is recorded, don't you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, it's at Piff's house. And that's when she kind of clicked what was going on. But it's very weird because I hadn't seen Matt since 2018. I look very different to what I did back then. So seeing Matt again for the first time, it's like still all hugs and everything. It's like, good to see you, been so long. And it's like, all right, let's go into Piff's house. So we go into Piff's house and Matt just fucks off. It's like me and Kez are left there by ourselves. And there's 3 chihuahuas running at us, yelling at us, like, what are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house? Then we start patting them. It's like, oh, this is why you're in my house. You're here to give me pats. So they're clearly very normal dogs. But on stage, Mr. Piffles is dead to the world.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
It is a performance by Mr. Piffles.
100%. Like, still one of my favourite clips ever. And I remember seeing it on TikTok before the special released. Is when Piff picks him up and he takes it's Mr. Squeaky! Look how excited Piffles
Mr.
is.
Squeaky is good.
Just dead.
No reaction at all. The only time he reacts is when there is food put in front of him. And even then, we've seen it. When he doesn't react.
Yep.
As Jade has said, Jade knows. Jade knows Mr. Piffles. She knows the dog. Piff is like, all right, we're just going to give him some of this hamburger meat and he'll do the trick with whatever it happens to be, the ring or something else. And then Jade's like, no, he's not going to go for that. It's not his favorite such and such food, so he's not going to do it. And she's right.
Yep.
It's always good though, because I think performing with the Mr. Piffles dog for so long, he knows what he's going to react to. So he knows where to put the jokes in.
Yeah. And
for Mr. Squeaky.
No, Piffles is, as we say in Scotland, he's a wee scone. Just
a scone.
A wee scone. It has to be a wee scone.
A scone? Is that like a biscuit? You know, biscuits and gravy?
Oh. Even after hearing people describe that, I'm still like, nope, just normal biscuit.
What don't you like? What do you not like about biscuits and gravy? The American style biscuits and gravy.
I've never had it. I'm not a big gravy fan to start with.
Well,
but every time
if you hear gravy, what are you picturing in your head? What type of gravy?
Brown liquid stuff.
Yeah, see, this is not brown liquid. It's a biscuit, so it's like a scone, a bit more savoury. And the gravy is a white gravy. It's a sausage gravy. So that you're out on that front already. I can see. I can see that that offends you to your very core.
Yeah. No,
but yeah, it's got like sausage meat in it.
Do you know what? And people probably go, "Oh, because Brogan's a vegetarian. Brogan doesn't eat meat." So yeah, no, it's not even that. It's like I miss meat, but even that puts me off.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's see, I decided I'm gonna make biscuits and gravy myself while we were in America. So we don't have that canned dough where it like explodes on you when you open it up. But Americans will know what I'm talking about at least. But this was biscuit dough, and it comes pre-portioned and everything. All you need to do is explode the can, put them on the baking tray, chuck it in the oven, and they cook. And they tasted quite nice. But the gravy, I wasn't going to make a gravy from scratch. It was a can of gravy. And any canned meat is not good. So I might be offending some people here because they're like, hang on, Spam is canned meat. Spam is amazing. Well,
Spam is shite.
Spam is good if you feel like you want to eat something akin to like cat food.
Spam is good as if you're like an orphan in World War II. That's the entire point of Spam. It was we're not in the war anymore, so no. Spam its only use is a Monty Python joke. Yes,
for Spam-a-Lot. That just makes me think of Jacob the Audio Guy now, anytime Spam-a-Lot is mentioned. But now when I think of Spam, I feel like I've heard Brent Mukai talk about Spam because he's from Hawaii, and apparently it's pretty popular in Hawaii. So if I've offended you, Brent Mackay, who is clearly not listening to this podcast because he is making it big in the world of voice acting. Mm-hmm. If you are listening, I'm sorry if I've offended you with my opinion on Spam.
Brent, you deserve better.
Sorry,
Treat yourself.
Okay, speaking about offending people, we're going back to being at Piff's house, right? So I'm at Piff's house. We've done our recordings of the podcasts. I've presented Jade with a lovely gift, which she was over the moon about. Mm-hmm. It was packets of Tim Tams.
I know where this is going.
You're familiar with Tim Tams, yes?
Yeah, I remember this conversation.
Oh, good. So you're familiar with penguins then as well? Oh,
yes.
Yeah, so after we've done the recording, we've gone in. Piff's just wandering around in his human skin. I don't know how do we describe it. Yeah, in his human disguise. Yep. And he's piped up after I've said we've got these Tim Tams, and Jay's like, yes, Tim Tams are the best. And Piff is like, well, my sister was just here and she brought some packets of penguins for us. And I look over to Piff, who's busy doing his own thing, not paying attention. I'm like, yeah, but penguins are shit. He turns around, looks me dead in the eye, like, what the fuck did you just say, bruh? It's like Jacob's impression of Jade. It's like, oi, what did you just say? And he proceeded to make Jade do a blind taste test on, and that's never a good thing because you don't want it to go wrong because Jade is going to look foolish. She didn't. It's not her fault. She was fed a penguin first, and that ruined the texture of the penguin, ruined her palate. That's what we're going with.
I'm assuming she picked the penguin.
Yeah, she picked the penguin. But it's hard with a double blind. It's hard with the double blind. And then we don't know if Piff was like trying to pull a quick one over her and give her a penguin twice, or no Tim Tams, or only Tim Tams.
Someone's just salty that she didn't pick the Tim Tam.
Yeah. But it was pretty funny though, because Matt was still there as well at this stage. Mm-hmm. And Jade opens up the pack of because we brought a pack of regular Tim Tams and a pack of double coat Tim Tams. Mm. So Jade straight into the Tim Tams was like, "You'll try this first, and then you'll try the double coat." And the double coat is the crack of Tim Tams. Not crack as in the Irish crack, like crack as in crack cocaine of Tim Tams. They are great. We've got some in the fridge right now. Mm-hmm. And Jade's opened up the regular Tim Tams and eating them, and then Matt just wanders over and just opens up the double coat Tim Tams and goes straight in for it. It's like, what? They were just sitting there. No one was touching them, so I figured time to eat them. It's like, Matthew, you know what's up.
Yeah, I do remember us talking about this in Vegas, and you were, let's just say you were not happy bunny when you were recalling this story. I think you were more salty about this than you were about the whole Penn and Teller thing. Tell the story back.
Yeah, we no longer talk about that. We've explained the reasoning for the name of the podcast, and that is it. No more. We do not touch on that again.
Not until you go on the next podcast that you need to tell the story.
2 characters and clown. I'm waiting for your call.
We come as a package deal, I should say that. So if I'm ever...
That's correct.
I noticed that somebody tagged me on Facebook and say, "Oh, you should get Brogan on the podcast." And I'm like, no, I come with Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne and I are a package deal. Yes. Yeah. So if I ever get invited on Penn Sunday School, I'll be like, Wayne has to come. Yeah. Wayne is my supervisor.
Yeah. Okay, that is the one exception. We'll take that. But like when Jimmy was on Ice Cream Social recently, it's like, oh, you should have had RJ and Johnny on at the same time. It's like, no, this way you get to do 3 promotions for your own podcast. So you've got that option as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Penn Sunday School, that package deal, definitely.
Yeah. Piff Pod, also package deal, I would like to say.
Okay, yeah, I'll make Piff Pod a package deal next time. I say is that there's going to be a next time. I just want to go and pet
the dogs.
Exactly. So, out of we don't have a rating scale. I feel like we should introduce a rating scale for things, because there's going to be reasons for that later, which might not be talked about this episode. But anyway, for Reptile Dysfunction, what do you score it?
Oh, 5 out of 5 dragons.
5 out of 5? Okay, so it's got the Brogan seal of approval. The dragons, 5 out of 5 dragons, yeah. Yep,
100% A+. Will watch again.
Perfect. Good, all right. So I did notice as well that, we're going to sidestep into art talk now. Mm-hmm. Related to Reptile Dysfunction, you put out some art for Reptile Dysfunction, didn't you? And I love it.
I don't really get a chance. Well, not so much I don't get a chance. I don't have an excuse to draw Piff a whole lot. So if I see an opportunity to draw him, I will. And especially if I can draw him with Pop. Because
exactly.
Drawing Pop, I love him. And I done a little picture with Piff in his usual face of...
Yep, in his dragon skin.
In his dragon skin.
Yes, I see what you mean. In his face
Piff.
Of discontent, would you call it?
Yeah, just...
It's his very blank, deadpan, stare down the camera face.
Sigh, meh face.
Yeah,
really,
that's...
Really, this is what you're doing, Dad? Really?
Yeah,
and Pop behind him.
The child embarrassed by a parent. That's what it is.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And Pop behind him, literally vibrating with excitement to be in a special with his son.
Yeah. So if you watch Reptile Dysfunction, you'll know exactly what is being talked about here. The face that Piff will have and the excitement from Pop.
Mm-hmm. And then when there was an hour to go, I did a more excited version of Pop.
Yeah.
Because it was easier to do that than to put a picture of me going...
Yeah.
Excited.
Zoomed in on Pop, more shaky effect, I guess. Blurriness of Pop.
Motion blur.
Yeah. But really because I also just did a quick sort of excuse to pimp the podcast, excuse to pimp the special Reptile Dysfunction. So I just quickly drew up background wallpaper for computer and phone, which I am now using because I love it. Because we wanted to promote this special, and I like to think that hopefully some people saw became aware of the existence of it because we did this.
Oh yeah, because we hadn't heard anything about it. Because I only seen it by chance coming up on my YouTube subscriptions and sent it to you like, oh my God, have you seen this?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? How did I not hear about this? Why was it? Is it on Twitter? What? And that's when you're like, no, it's just on YouTube. They haven't announced it or anything.
Yeah.
Which was very odd.
We were a little bit ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody's going to talk about this, we will. Fuck it.
That's right. Yeah, we always want an excuse to talk about cool shit.
Well, exactly.
Nothing much cooler.
Exactly. We love and support Matt Donnelly on this podcast. We also love and support Piff on this podcast. Piff
Absolutely.
And Jade.
Yes. Who is literally the best. Jade is literally the best.
We stan a legend in Jade Simone.
Yeah.
We do.
All right, so you did the Reptile Dysfunction promotion of Excited Pop. I saw something else that you drew, which was very on topic at the moment. I mean, not that you were making a statement. It was Ice Cream Social making a statement and you drawing it.
Yeah, it's probably a statement from myself as well, because...
Oh, yeah.
Given the situation, I think it's hard for... Certainly, given that we're not American, it's hard for us to have put an opinion across about it. Although we do, that the way that they put it on ICS, which was stolen and slightly changed from a wrestling sign, which is, if you haven't seen it or haven't heard the episode, it is pro science, pro women, pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And
the original, drawn it.
I've drawn
as
it.
The guys wearing shirts.
Yes. And some people might say, "Oh yeah, no, the sign was pro-choice," but as Paul pointed out, pro-women is probably better because there isn't a choice right now, and we want to support women in general.
Yeah, it's just saying pro-women. It sort of comes hand in hand with pro-choice. So
yeah. So I did that, and that may or may not appear on a T-shirt at some point.
Yeah. So a T-shirt with people wearing T-shirts, or you mean just the logo, the slogans?
Both. I know that certainly the boys with T-shirts picture has been requested, and there is also a version that just has the text. So
yeah, because the T-shirts on T-shirts reminds me of the bit that we never did, the totally legit Paul Mattingly quotes or something like that, or totally, what was it?
Totally real ICS bits.
Yeah, totally real ICS bits, which is things that we feel like the guys could say on Ice Cream Social, but haven't. It's just something that we've said, and like, oh yeah, that sounds like something they would say.
Yeah, that was probably one of the first things we ever talked about doing.
Yeah,
because that came from a stream.
So I was streaming, and then
you were talking about something about mashing words up or something like that, or getting words wrong. And I told you the story of when I was in work once, and I was trying to explain to a friend of mine that I was both hungry and sore, and the mashup of hungry and angry, as we all know, is hangry. I was trying to do that for hungry and sore. So, without context, without explaining this to my friend, in the middle of an open plan office, I turned to her and just went, "I'm whore." And she looked at me like, "What the actual fuck are you talking about?" And it was like a solid 5 seconds before I actually realised what I had said. Just looked at her, she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm hungry and sore." She was like,
yeah. And then you explained that to me, and one of us got onto the whole, hangry, like Snickers, you're not you when you're hangry. Is that what the slogan is for Snickers? I don't know. But we changed it to, you're not you when you're whore. And which then you drew that as well. Yep,
I drew that, and I put it on a T-shirt. And we said it would be funny if we had a picture of the T-shirt on a T-shirt.
Yeah, because we said it would make it would sound like a totally real Ice Cream Social bits. Mm-hmm. And then I said that would make a good T-shirt. We could sell these as T-shirts. And then someone decided that a T-shirt on because you sent me the picture of it mocked up on a T-shirt. I'm like, oh, that should be the whole design on the shirt.
Oh,
shirts on shirts.
This is well before Scoopfest as well, because we were like, oh, we should get these sorted for Scoopfest.
Yeah.
I never did.
We kind of forgot about it.
We did. Although we did say to Paul on our last day, we were like, we had this thing, and it was funny, we want to tell you about it.
I don't know how he reacted to it. I can't remember.
To be fair, I think he was ill at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he was coming down with the vid. Or he was just tired. It was just
tired. Yeah, that's possible. It was a long weekend.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was before or after he was going to see Chris Angel.
Before, because...
It was on his way.
Yeah.
So he was already like, I can't, just put me out of my misery now.
Yeah, so that technically is probably the first Red Signal project, isn't it?
Yes.
The You're Not You When You're Whore.
Yeah.
And I know what you're thinking, dear listener. What the fuck is Red Signal? Why are you telling me this when I don't even know what it is? Well, okay, settle down. I know what you're getting at. Valid questions. But we're here to explain. Tits. Yes, your tits need to be calmed.
Mm-hmm. Just the one tit. Just calm your tit. The other one's your party tit. Let that free.
That's right, yeah. Let it fly. So Red Signal. What is Red Signal?
Red Signal is a project that we came up by accident.
Yes, correct.
Shall we say how the name spawned?
Yeah, so Red Signal is the name of our... it's funny because we haven't actually started doing anything as an artistic duo.
Yes, because it wasn't even originally our artistic collaborative name. It was folk just duo
happenstance. Name. It's our folk duo name because we were in Vegas at Scoopfest and we met the wonderful Scoopstronaut for the first time. And she, if you're not aware, she has decked out a school bus as basically an RV. And she's got a puppy dog, and we wanted to meet the puppy dog. Yes. But that's neither here nor there. But we noticed on the back of the bus, what did it say? I can't remember. Oh, no.
I'm broken, sorry.
I'm broken, that's right, because her bus was not working, so she had to write, I'm broken on the back of it. Sorry, I'm broken, because she wasn't able to go fast enough. Yeah. And I was like, Brogan, we need to get a photo in front of this and say, us too, bus, us too. So we got that photo and we posted it on social media, and someone said that it would make a good folk album cover or something like that.
I have a funny feeling it might have been Justin, but I'm not 100% sure.
It was someone. And then someone also edited it, like toned it almost to sepia tone kind of look.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some unnamed person did this. So yeah, it was you who made this addition to the photo.
Yes.
So was it also you who noticed that it said Red Signal and you made that pop and became the name of our folk duo?
Yes, because I remember messing about with the tones and stuff after somebody said, oh, it looks like a folk album. And when I changed the colour palette, Red Signal stood out. And I was like, there we go. There's a name.
Happy accident.
Exactly.
So how did I not know that was you? Maybe I saw someone else also did it at the same time.
I think somebody else did it as well, who maybe posted it either just before, just after, like around the same time anyway.
So of course we'll put this picture up on our socials. What's our socials again? Nice Pod Bud at Nice Pod Bud, so you can see it there on your platform of choice.
Such a memorable name.
That's right. I'm gonna have to write it down so I can look at it. And I'll write it on my whiteboard so I can see it right in my eye line.
I like that podcast looks at smudged writing on hand.
Yeah. So so Red Signal is the name of our art duo, our art folk duo.
Yeah.
And that photo may not be the cover of the book that we are planning on possibly making. If it's not the cover, it will definitely be in there. But I think we both like the idea of calling the book Us Two Bus, Us Two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because this was in the throes of us, because it was still early on. Or no, I guess we would, because we haven't really spent that much time together in hindsight, really. 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not even.
Not even. A week and a half.
Yeah.
Because we would have met on the Saturday.
Yeah, and when you were like, you've got to come to the next Penn and Teller show.
Yeah. So at the night time on the Saturday is the first time we met. And then when we left that night, we're like, oh, maybe see you on Tuesday when we go, whenever. We'll see you when we're at the churn. And then we just seen you every day since.
That's it. Because I tweet, I mean, I guess... I was putting out the call, really, because it was the next morning. It's like, I'm going to draw a comic anyway. I'll go down to a Starbucks, have a coffee, and say, I said something stupid like, if you see me at Starbucks at Planet Hollywood, leave me the fuck alone, because I'm drawing a comic. How rude of you to do such a thing. And then I'm almost done with the comic and feel a tap on my shoulder. I was like, oh, Kez must have come down. Or, no, I don't think that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, fuck, someone wants something from me. I turn around and there's Brogan.
Yes, because I'd seen that and I wasn't going to bother you. But that was the day that I decided to start at the Strat and walk down. And I got as far as the Bellagio, the Mirage.
From the Strat?
Yeah, I got as far as
the Mirage.
The Mirage.
Okay, that's still a fucking mile. Like, a mile wasn't very far. It is a long goddamn way.
Oh, yeah. And at that point, there was RJ had tweeted me saying, oh, if you're off the Strip, I'm here for breakfast. And I thought, great, I'll go meet RJ for breakfast. Get in an Uber, message him, say, I'm on my way. He says, I've already left. I'm like, oh, for God's sake,
RJ.
And it was like, it was a long way away. It wasn't somewhere on the Strip. So I had to say to the Uber driver.
Granted, RJ, he's got a small tummy now.
Yes.
So he can only eat a little bit. So
yes, when I spoke to him after, slow. Yeah, when I spoke to him after, he says, if I'm anywhere longer than 15 minutes, it's bad service. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I said to the Uber driver, please, can you turn around and take me to Planet Hollywood? Because I thought, at least at Planet Hollywood, I know where I am. And then I thought, I will go and see if I can find Wayne. And I literally wandered around the whole thing looking for you. Looking for that because Starbucks.
I think there's like 3 Starbucks at Planet Hollywood. Yeah. There's at least 2. And then there's also, because it's attached to the Miracle Mile shops, and there's there's at least one more Starbucks that I know of. So, I was vague on purpose as well. Yeah. Because I think we touched on this briefly last episode. People. Who have to deal with people?
Exactly. And the funniest thing about it was I finally did see it and thought, I'm going to get a drink first. And stood in the whole light, thought, maybe he'll turn around and see me. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Watching you on one hand, watching Penn Sunday School live stream on the other.
Because that's right. The Penn Sunday School had just started streaming. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that on and listen to that while I'm drawing, which I haven't been in a live Sunday school in a long time. And then that rudely gets interrupted by Brogan.
Well, like you say, it's not like we had a huge amount of time. I was like, no, I'm seeing Wayne in person. He's actually got here after the possibility of him not being able to make it to Scoop Fest. He's going to have to deal with me in person. That's
exactly, it. Which was I'm very grateful for. I think, because we had a week and a half together in Vegas, and then we left, and you were there for like a week on your own, and then we came back later in the next month, and we were on our own. And fair to say, I mean, we certainly felt a little bit lost with you not being there.
I was 100% lost. I mean, I have literally no memory of, because we parted ways at the bus. Because we said goodbye to not say goodbye to you, and I went back to the hotel. I have no memory of from walking through the wind tunnel, because there's for people who don't know, there's like a passageway under the Orleans that's literally like a wind tunnel. It's not a very long passage.
There's like I work in HVAC. I've seen some giant fans. And this is like, there's a gigantic fan trying to stop you walking through this tunnel to the parking area.
There's no fan, though. That's the thing. It's literally just natural.
That's right.
It's fucking windy.
It's fucking windy.
It's just something.
It's God saying, you shall not pass.
You're not coming back.
And by God,
to the
I
Orleans.
mean Gandalf.
So that is the last memory I have is between going there and the next thing I remember, I was at Area 15. And I was like, I'm going to go throw axes because I'm sad. and as we know, at some point between that, I managed to record myself singing, sadly.
Really?
Well, that was the thing I put. All Alone Again, Naturally.
Remember? I don't know the song. I don't know the song.
I remember us talking about it and I posted it on Twitter. That apparently I was like, I don't remember doing this. I don't remember singing this.
I remember you tweeting that you were like singing it to yourself or singing a song to yourself and then it made you a little sad.
Yeah, I've been singing it on the way back, but apparently between that and going to Area 15, I'd recorded myself singing it. Very sadly.
But that was based on the fact of, I've got some real emotion going here. This could be my audition to American Idol.
Oh, America's Got Talent. It's like, well, if I'm in America's Got Talent, I have to stay in the country. But, because for those who don't know, as much as I like Scotland, I want to be in Vegas. I want to move.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday with my brothers and anyway, talking about, I think Kez said that if anywhere, it would be Vegas to live in. But like, she had to clarify, like, not on the Strip. It's like, yeah, no kidding, not on the Strip. And she's like, yeah, like the suburbs. And I chime in, like, yeah, Henderson, because I know that's where Matt lives. I think. I can't remember now. Yeah, not Scumberland.
And in fairness, I've walked through Henderson. Because I walked a lot in Vegas, like, what the fuck? But it's a really nice area.
That's right. The suburbs were nice. We one day we went out and had a pancake breakfast. Well, we got the pancakes and we ate them elsewhere. But at one point, I remember looking around and going, "Oh yeah, this looks kind of nice area." And then looking at my phone in the back of the Uber, and I look up again, and it looks like we haven't moved. But it's all very nice kind of looking area, but also very cookie cutter.
And as we know, the fabulous Jacob's house. His house is incredible.
Yes, it is. And do you know what I realised while I was looking at doggos at the park the other day was we didn't even see Lily and Liam.
Yes.
Where were Lily and Liam? Jacob's, SJ's dogs, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe they were locked up in a room. There was a lot of people. It makes sense. But I didn't even think of them.
Yeah, I think it was only afterwards I thought, but where's there's dogs here. I know you have dogs, Jacob.
Maybe they weren't there because I feel like if they were, my doggy senses would have started tingling. Mm-hmm. That makes it sound like I've been bitten by a radioactive dog, which I clearly have not because I do not have dog powers. Dog powers? What would dog powers even entail? I guess heightened sense of smell and hearing. The ability to lull people into a false sense of security with my cuteness.
Being able to catch things very accurately when thrown, but only with your mouth.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I do only really catch things with my mouth. I've been trying to work in a segue, but it's not going to happen. So we're just going for it. We're doing a bit, people. This is. I think it's going to be a regular thing. It started off on my comic streams, which I assume I'm still doing. I might not be. That's it. This I'm talking to you from the past, but it's called Coffee Talk.
It's time for Coffee Talk. Saving those turtles one straw at a time.
But Coffee Talk is more or less my time of the day to talk about the coffees I've had this week because
yes,
I need my coffee. We've discovered, and I'm very particular about my coffee. So a few ground rules with coffees. It's not just judged on the coffee, it's judged on the place I've gone to. My biggest pet peeve is when they have sizes of coffees and they do not call them something basic like small, medium, and large. We have a sizing system established as a human race. Don't get me fucking started on Starbucks. Grande, Venti, Trenta, Tall. This makes no sense to me at all, right? And then back home, we don't have Starbucks in Western Australia, but we've got multiple coffee shops, and they want to fuck with me by doing sizes regular, large, jumbo, small, regular, large, jumbo all together. Like, who needs 4 sizes of coffee? The worst I've seen was the baby chino size, small, regular, large, and then extra large. That's fair enough. The naming is all right, but who needs 5 sizes of coffee? Come on, people. Get your shit together. I mean, I'm only ever going to go for the largest. It's like my brother put it perfectly. One time he ordered a large coffee, and they're like, "Oh, which size is that you would like?" And he looks at them and says, large meaning large, the big size. And they're like, "We don't call it that." Well, you understand the concept of large. Give me the biggest you have. And then they come out with a bucket. But I wouldn't complain. So yes, coffee talk. That's the basis that I start on, is their sizing system. But then they get judged on the quality of the coffee and how it's presented to me. For example, I've been working, having to get up early in the morning, leaving the house while it's still dark to commute to my place of work, which is a long drive currently because I work in the construction industry. And I'm going to different construction sites. So I'm like, nowhere else is really open. I'm going to have to get a drive-through coffee from McDonald's, which in Australia we refer to as Maccas. 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 So a Maccas coffee is all right. It's passable in taste. But this was also, every 5th coffee or every 6th coffee is free, like a stamp card kind of thing. This was my free coffee. So I get a large, flat white with an extra shot. Perfect. Except they hand it to me. I'm like, this feels very, very light. So I go park my car. I open the lid, and a flat white, for those who don't know, doesn't really have foam on top. It's just hot milk in coffee. And the foam, once I scooped all the foam out, it was like only 3/4 full in this large coffee. So I'm like, this is not good. Normally, I've let this kind of thing slide in the past with McDonald's, but it's like, I've got time. I'm driving a long way. I need as much coffee as I can get for this commute. So I walk in, it's like, yep, I just ordered this coffee for the drive-thru. I'm building it up as if I'm going to be like really angry and mean, but it was actually quite sheepish. It's like, I just got this through the drive-thru, and it's like only 3/4 full. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, that's okay. I'll have a new one, thanks. Like, yeah, of course you will. And she goes off and makes me a new one. So at least they redeemed themselves.
I've been with you when you've had coffee that's not up to your standards, and wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like, get out of your way. It's like, move out of Wayne's way just because he has shit to say.
Yes. Correct. And as previously established, I'm a whiny little baby.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you're my bro and I love you, but yes, you can be.
Now, Coffee Talk is brought to us by Save the Turtles or something like that, because I will drink my coffee at home out of an iced coffee, I should say, not a hot. I'm not drinking a hot coffee with a straw. Iced coffee with a metal straw, because plastic straws kill turtles. We've got a logo. We don't have a real logo for it yet, so we'll get that up. But Coffee Talk, really, it's an excuse for us to complain about things that have annoyed us through the week. But there hasn't really been anything else for me, I guess. Not worth talking about. You got anything?
No, I have been taking apart furniture all day, and my dad is very much the kind of person who likes to get involved in that kind of thing. But he's not allowed, because he's currently injured. So he keeps coming up and watching me and my brother take apart these wardrobes, absolutely desperate to get involved. And it's like, please go away. Please go and sit down.
Is it that he wants to be helpful and feel useful, or he just wants to get in there and do it? Is it like, you're doing it wrong? Or is it like, allow me to help?
I think it's a bit of both. I think he just...
Okay.
Because he's been injured for a while.
Yeah.
So he's been laid up for a while.
So he's itching to do stuff. Laid
Pretty
up,
much.
yeah. So he does want to do.
Yeah.
We're both talking at the same time.
So yeah, and he always, because he's getting older now, and he's like, he likes to still feel that he's useful. So
yes,
yeah, he's feeling a bit useless at the moment. And it's like, just per deek.
Yeah. See, I've not met your dad. I think I might have seen a photo of your dad once. Possibly, I can't remember. Mm-hmm. But when I think of your dad, the image I get in my head is a friend I had growing up through primary school. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it would be considered in other countries. Middle school, maybe. Pre-high school, some of high school. Mm-hmm. His dad is Scottish.
Yeah.
And he's a big guy. Basically looks like a gnome. Big ginger beard. That's all I picture. And he yelled at me a few times in his Scottish accent, and that it's almost funny, yet scary at the same time when you're like a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
It's like, angry gnome, why are you yelling at me?
He does have a little bit of a beard, and it is a little bit ginger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I'd describe him as gnome looking.
No. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not stereotyping all Scottish people as looking like gnomes. Just this one particular person.
All Scottish dads look like gnomes.
Yes, not all Scottish dads look like gnomes. I'm not prepared to be cancelled over saying Scottish fathers are gnome-like in appearance, and no exception to that.
Oh, if we could ever convince him to come on the podcast, see if he's got something to say.
Yeah. Oh, there's one thing that my friend's dad said that I don't think I'm prepared to repeat it. No, I'm not going to. Just because it's not like it. Well, no, it's not like it's a little bit lewd, and I have to do the accent. It's not like he says cunt or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know. I'd be more comfortable if that is what he said.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to go for it. But it was hilarious. I might tell you later. But no, actually, it's because I don't want to say it to you is the problem. Yeah.
As if I've ever had a problem with that. Is it doing a Scottish accent in front of me? Is that the problem?
No, I have no problem with that. See how I just naturally broke into it before? I was comfortable now. It took one episode for me to get comfortable.
Yeah.
I did practice a little bit.
Yeah.
See, my go-to... Go on.
I was going to say, I'm not 100% comfortable doing an Australian accent because you did glare at me every time I did an Australian accent in Vegas.
Did I? It wouldn't have been in an offended way.
I don't think it was exactly because of the accent. I think it was because of what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which was, I was doing a fake Australian accent. It was at the Jock versus Nerd Ball, and I was introducing myself as Wayne.
Yes. That's right. Because you didn't really have a costume.
No, I didn't.
You were, you were saying you had arrived to the party as moi.
Yes. And you had your Piff face on.
Yes, my Piff face was on. And you were the pop in this situation.
Yep. Yes.
But yeah, I've got a go-to now that I use to prepare myself to break into the Scottish accent, and that is thanks to Mike Myers in So I Married an Axe Murderer. Mm-hmm. Where because Mike Myers plays the main character Charlie, and he plays his own father, who is Scottish, and he goes into a rant about the Pentaveret, which is the new Mike Myers show, which I quite enjoyed. We're not reviewing that today, though. Mm-hmm. But it's when he first starts going into this tirade, he says it's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim. So that is my go-to to get the accent prepared on my tongue.
As an actual...
Now, we talked about this... Yes, go on.
You were going to say what I was about to ask.
Okay, go on then.
Do you want me to do it? To do that speech? Yes, you do.
I need you, in your natural Scottish accent, to go into the Mike Myers, I can't remember the father's name, but his rant about the Pentaveret.
Stuart Mackenzie.
Stuart, yes. It's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim. All right, so you've got the quote ready to go. The tirade about the Pentaveret. Tickle my ears.
Before I do, this is for people who don't know, this is a conversation between Charlie's dad Stuart and his friend Tony. So do you want me to
take the part? I'll take the part of Tony.
Do you want to take Tony?
Yeah, because Tony is Anthony LaPuglia. Anthony LaPuglia is an Aussie, so I feel like it should be me. Okay, so I will be Tony Giardino, and you are Stuart Mackenzie. Stuart Mackenzie, go ahead.
It's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim, that there's a secret society of the 5 wealthiest people in the world, known as the Pentaveret, who run everything in the world, including the newspapers, and meet triannually at a secret country mansion in Colorado known as the Meadows.
So who's in this Pentaveret?
The Queen, the Vatican, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, and Colonel Sanders before he went tits up. Oh, I hated the Colonel with his wee beady eyes and that smug look on his face. Oh, you're going to buy my chicken. Oh.
Oh, now Charlie Mackenzie. Dad, how can you hate the Colonel?
Because he puts an addictive chemical in his chicken that makes you crave it fortnightly, smart arse.
Oh my god, that is my favourite part of the movie. And now I feel like we need to reverse roles. I need to do the Stuart Mackenzie. Okay, we just had some audio technical issues, but we're back in recording. So, before we disappeared with problems, we were about to reverse roles, and I was going to do the Stuart Mackenzie attempting the Scottish accent. And are you going to try any form of accent, Brogan, or are you just going to go Scottish as well?
I'm just going to go Scottish.
Okay, that's fine.
I haven't worked myself up into another accent yet.
Yep. See, now the stupid part is I've already explained how it's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim is my go-to to get into it, and now I'm freaking out that I'm just going to fuck that part up straight away. Okay, here we go. Well, it's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim, that there's a secret society of the 5 wealthiest people in the world, known as the Pentaveret, who run everything in the world, including the newspapers, and meet triannually at a secret country mansion in Colorado, known as the Meadows.
So who's in this Pentaveret?
The Queen, the Vatican, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, and Colonel Sanders before he went tits up. Oh, I hated the Colonel, with his wee beady eyes and that smug look on his face. Oh, are you gonna buy my chicken? Oh.
Dad, how can you hate the Colonel?
Because he puts an addictive chemical in his chicken that makes you crave it fortnightly. Smart arse. There we go. So you, as the fine listeners, get to vote on whose Scottish accent is better. No, let's not say that because I lose by default.
And I did chuck in an American accent for Charlie there.
And I noticed something, that my Scottish accent is not me trying to do a Scottish accent. It's me doing Mike Myers doing a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I started with the Queen, the Vatican.
You can't help it though, because it's a very, like, even when I was reading it, I was like, right, you're reading it, you're not doing a Mike Myers impression.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's like, you're Scottish, you don't have to do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, you don't have to try. But then you still also want to try and get the same cadence and everything in it.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So what I also want to see is anyone listening to record themselves saying, because he puts an addictive chemical in his chicken that makes you crave it fortnightly, smart ass, in their very own accent. No Scottish accents, in their accent. All right.
Yes. And if you have any movie quotes, song lyrics, literally anything you want us to say in either our own or each other's accents, let us know. Because that was quite fun.
It was. Okay, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for our second episode of Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. And speaking of that, with our naming system, should we just do it like Friends, where it's like the one about, but have it, Hey Buddy, then like the name of the pod, like Hey Buddy, Nice First Episode? It could be Hey Buddy, Nice Scottish Accent. We could go, yeah.
Oh, yes. I wondered what you meant by Friends there, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think, Hey Buddy, Nice Comedy Special.
Yes, because our buddy is Piff. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, anyway, if you like what you hear, you can check us out on social media. If just the podcast altogether is at NicePodBud on all platforms. Brogan, where can we find you?
I am at 7 billion needles for pretty much everything.
And that is the numeral 7 and the number billions, just to have confusion. Yes. And I am at Wayne Geo. And if you don't know how to spell my name, well, that's tough luck for you, isn't it? Oh no, it's tough luck for me, because I crave your attention. And yeah, that's it. What do we say at the end of the episode, Brogan?
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. Cheese bags. Cheese bags.